I do know that the U.S. government has knowledge of the Sasquatch. I ended up becoming an intelligence officer in the United States Army, and I worked specifically with the 2nd Ranger. I do know for a fact that the 2nd Ranger had, on many occasions, had to take out a few Sasquatch just for public safety. Sometimes people aren't paying attention to what the forest is telling them. I personally didn't go out in the field with them, but I saw the after-action review reports. And I do know, just from the ones that I saw, there were 4 taken, and they were also taken to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base for the autopsy. I don't think it's really a national security thing. I think it's more of a financial thing. I think they're worried about the financial impact of these things could have to small communities around the country.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life and most frightening thing I've ever experienced in my life, all in one bundle. I can't seem to keep my eyes out of the trees when I'm here, you know. I just want to see it again so bad I can't handle it. Trying to tell the story and put it in perspective for someone to understand is really hard to do. It's just something that I wish everyone that wanted to see Bigfoot or was curious could see it for themselves.
That's why I think opening up our story that we've had would be able to express that, you know, what people may think that's not something that's real might be able to be like, okay, I can actually ease my mind a little bit and be like, that what I saw was real.
The way it pulled its little one, its young behind it with its arm,
in a protective
fashion was just, it was crazy. My first thing I thought was like, this thing's protecting something, and it's not, it's just, it was, I mean, I can't even put it in words. It was so unreal.
There's nothing out there that I have experienced out in the wilderness that can move and have the parental effects that they, you know, had towards its own.
Protecting its young like a human, like I would, like pull my daughter behind me in a bad situation, you know.
It was like a dark cinnamon.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was not black. It was not what I've heard people, it was not what you hear every day from people. Like, this thing was cinnamon colored. It had every feature that like you would see like if you went to a zoo and saw a gorilla.
The arm length was basically double of what our arm length was.
Yeah, it was to its knees.
Easily. Once they seen us, and once we kind of locked eyes for that, what seemed to be an eternity, they moved off the logs and they kind of hid along the tree line there.
You could see through the trees, you could see that thing moving, but once it got behind the trees, there was nothing. It was like it just disappeared in thin air.
It almost was in the feeling that they wanted us to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if we did have the equipment, the cameras, anything like that,
we wouldn't have seen it.
Not at all.
I think if we would have had our cameras rolling, we wouldn't have seen it.
They would have never allowed us to.
Chad and Austin were going to come out here and film a survival YouTube video, and it was going to be like a 24-hour overnight thing, and they didn't want me to come pick them up. They wanted to do it all on their own. And when they went to go call me at midnight, first I was upset, and I said, no, I'm not going to come and pick you guys up, and hung up. They called back, and when I met them down at the bottom of the road, I could just see it in Chad's eyes. And in the 12 years we've been together, I've never seen him not scared. I definitely am a strong believer in Bigfoot now, and it's something that I know Chad and Austin will never forget, as well as myself.